Welcome to Moss Marketing Mondays, a.k.a. the M3 Podcast. Brought to you by Moss Marketing Group, bringing you everything marketing every Monday. Stay tuned for marketing tips and tricks you can use today. The M3 Podcast, marketing knowledge to help you succeed. Let's get started.
I actually brought everyone here today just to watch me light this cigar. So,
fascinating.
It's a little one.
Thank you for the invite. We really appreciate it.
Oh, there she goes.
She's going.
Woo.
All right.
Dang.
Welcome back to the M3 Podcast. We're back, boys. All right. This week we have Michael on. Thank you for coming.
Dude, absolutely.
We got Dre from the MMG squad. We got Ricky from the MMG squad.
What's up?
And we're going to hit it. We got the whiskey. We got the cigars. We got the cowboy hats. We're hitting it.
And the LaCroix.
And Ricky doesn't booze. So there's that. But
My wife would love you because she wish I wouldn't booze either.
Oh, LaCroix are great. I'm trying to pick up a sponsor for the podcast. That's why I plugged it right there.
If we get a sponsor by LaCroix, I'm going to turn it down. Actually,
And no.
no, I don't want that.
But Yingling,
I would take that sponsorship in a heartbeat if they wanted to sponsor the podcast. And I'm pretty sure they're putting American flags now on there.
isn't that like a German beer or something?
No, it's America's oldest brewery, bro.
oldest.
Got it on the can, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, man. I can't read much, but I can read that.
We lost Anheuser-Busch, so now we're on to
I'll drink it.
Yep. So that's if you've noticed recently, I also, if anybody would like to trade sign, I'll trade out my Busch Light sign for a Yingling sign.
I don't want to be that guy, but you have two of them.
He may trade.
There's one down here too. It's not nearly as cool.
Oh no, that one's small. That one can stay.
Okay.
But
It's for the memes. It's for the memes.
Spuds, the Bud Light dog, he is going to stay, even though
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hey, Spuds is a collector's item.
he has a collector's item. He's probably not worth shitting.
I was gonna say I think his price probably went down.
I will say he did peak. He did peak in price.
Yeah.
They always come back, kind of like Dogecoin.
But
It will come back.
all right, let's turn this back around. let's get a background on you. He's like, I'm just sitting here listening to you guys fucking jabber on about fucking nothing. So, what is your background? Let's hear the story. And the other crazy thing is, like, we don't have a background. A lot of people I have on here I'm friends with, I've talked to a lot. I know a huge amount about them. And you were someone we've had Facebook conversations. I think we've had one phone conversation.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, this dude's well-spoken on the phone. Let's have him on the podcast.
And besides us, the only other person's stuff I see, like besides the companies we work with, because we share it all the time, is your stuff. Yeah. And it is being pumped all the time.
It's them Facebook ads, bro. I be spending some money.
He's like, I got you.
I just wanted to get your attention to get on the podcast.
Yeah. He's
It
like,
worked.
it worked. He's like,
It worked.
I'm here.
Next time, send us a DM or something like that.
A
But
lot easier, a lot cheaper.
Yeah. I wanted to see if it worked.
we're much more impressed with this method, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the position you took to get here.
Yeah, dude. It's honorary. Yeah, no, man, my background, I live outside of Leavenworth, Kansas. We got in Easton, we got more cows than people in my hometown. So grew up in the agricultural life. My grandpa started a ranch back in the 60s and got turned down to my mom, or passed down to my mom and then to me, and I didn't want it, moved to Texas. And they sold it, and then I regretted that and recently restarted it back up in Kansas City, Kansas, and then moved it back to my hometown. And so, yeah, man, I just do the ranch thing, man. We own the Watkins ranch. We do trail rides, lessons, all that fun stuff. And I found my passion in entrepreneurial works with marketing. And honestly, when I say marketing, it's just Facebook ads. That's why I'm here now. So.
The funny thing is, marketing has turned in. I feel like people overcomplicate the term marketing.
Mm-hmm.
People want to think marketing is some crazy in-depth. Like, people ask us all the time, like, some secret recipe that we have, and it's crazy. Business owners that pay for astronomical amount of money for marketing consulting, for all these different things, and it's like, marketing is getting yourself seen, figuring out what your message is, and how to relay that to the correct audience.
Yeah.
If you can figure that out, marketing's easy. It really isn't. Some people don't simplify it down that much, and they think that there's some complex answer that they're looking for that they're not smart enough to find. That you figure out who your audience is that comes to the ranch, what message has to relay for them to come, and what platform they live on and how to get in front of them. That's marketing.
Yeah.
You turn it into dollars.
Yeah. Or like being like I was the middle child, so I wanted to get attention. So I spent my whole life learning how to get attention.
Yep, same thing.
You started day one learning how to sell.
Yeah.
And I feel like marketing is selling.
Yeah.
If you're selling someone on something, and if someone is being sold without knowing they're being sold.
Yeah.
Which I agree and I disagree. I feel that a lot of times you're building audiences and you're building a following that you may never sell. Towards marketing lives in two lanes in today's world.
But you're selling them on time. You are capturing their time, which you are essentially selling them on. Even though they're not paying it, they're paying it with their time.
They can be paying with time. Okay. I'm going to give it to Dre on that.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either.
That was nice.
Dre out of left field got me. But
Y'all are philosophical.
Counterattack.
yeah.
Uno reverse.
No, but I feel the marketing space lives in education and entertainment. And Gary Vee hits on it all the time right now. He's like, if you're not living in one of those two lanes, you're losing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's every business owner, they think the fastest way to win is trying to sell people super hard all the time.
Yeah.
It's the fastest way to turn people away from you.
Wrong move.
It is.
Wrong move.
And that's why we created the podcast. Everyone's like, what if you say something on the podcast that somebody doesn't like? I'm like, guess that's not my fucking client.
Don't watch it.
I'm like, guess what?
Darn, that's one business that doesn't work with.
I bet they would have been really fun to work with.
I bet
we probably would have got along.
Yeah. I bet if they were already offended on the podcast, they would have been a great client.
Business meetings would have been great.
Yeah.
You would have lost them at the beer deal thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they didn't get to this point.
Yeah. They wouldn't even made it. What were we, 5-10 minutes in? They're already gone.
Yeah.
So you figure out marketing, and like you said, simply on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's how I started too. I started into marketing. That's the only platform I did. I was like, hey, I figured
There's
out.
people on here.
I go,
A lot.
when I started Moss Marketing Group, I was like, no one's doing videos. I literally thought I was like cutting edge because I was doing videos. I did some trash ass content I was putting out, but no one else was doing it.
Uh-huh.
And everyone's like, bro, you're like so ahead. Like, and then now I look at what we do. I'm like, I cannot believe we put shit out. Or not even me. I was putting shit out by myself. I'm like, wow.
Do you ever see your memories and be like, damn, I wish I was wearing something different? Because like I'm looking at my memories sometimes on a video and I'm like, ooh, God.
Most of the time I'm looking at my memories. I'm like, damn, I used to be skinny. I used to look pretty damn good.
Yeah, I was
Put on a couple LBs. That's pretty much the dog.
That's when you were running around with a rig and a camera all day.
Sweat my ass off. It was hot as hell. I was outside all day. Yeah.
You were working.
Yeah. I don't think I work actually anymore. But
Ricky's like, I'm over here shredded as fuck.
because I handle it.
So in my memories, I was way more jacked when they pop up, and that makes me feel kind of like
I think
shit.
we should plug a picture of before and now.
We could.
Yeah. I don't
could.
want that.
And then-
don't plug that.
and then-
It's like, actually, let's not do that.
Don't
No,
do
and
that.
then Ricky, everyone's gonna go, wow, he's still in really good shape.
Oh yeah, Ricky. I felt like a piece of shit walking on here. I was like, damn, I need to get in shape. Ricky pulled up. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
So I do have a.
Can I
before
not
we,
sit next to you?
Yeah.
Before we go all into what's happening now, though, I do have a question at the beginning.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want the ranch?
Dang. Yeah, I was young and I just had lived that life my whole life. I mean, going back, I was working the ranch in the morning after football practice, and that was my life. Like it was that and the ranch. And I just kind of got to a point in my life where I was like, I need to figure out who I am, what I truly want. I don't want to be forced into something just because that's the way that it is. I want to make the decision for myself. And I think sometimes moving away, like getting out of a situation and kind of seeing it at a different angle, you start realizing like, oh dang, it was a blessing. But I wouldn't change how I did it, you know, because I needed that time to myself to kind of just like realize I wanted it.
If you never left, you wouldn't appreciate it the way you do now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I understand
100%. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
so much.
So
Yeah, if you grow up in something, you don't have any other perspective of it. You're just inside of it. So until you have the chance to get outside of whatever that situation or scenario is, you don't either appreciate it for what it was or take the steps to change it somehow.
But how many people actually figure that out? Is my question.
man, in my town, probably none.
Hey, Ricky,
Yo.
we lost M3.
Oh, man.
Look,
Oh,
technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
Time
How
out.
long has that been?
And we can keep rolling.
Scrape this
But
out.
speaking on that, I very much, Ricky can be
I hit
fixing
a
shit.
time. I hit a time.
You don't have timeout authority, so Ricky's fixing that.
It is
Damn, like I'm the
Authority.
boss, man.
But when you're hitting on that topic, it's funny that you say that because I feel like I'm in the exact same spot right now.
Yeah.
Where Dre and I grew up, we were on 20 acres and we mowed it all every single week from when I was 8 years old till I went to college, and he took it over.
As
And
living on a ranch, you know, that's where you have kids.
yeah, my dad said
It's
it was
another
free
helping
labor.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why I
They're the
got it.
best employees.
So
I can't wait till they come of age.
so we grew up there, and at that point, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had our trucks, and then we had this 77 Highboy that was the house truck. Like, it was for doing everything around the house.
Yeah.
It had a pile of chains in the back. Every time a storm would come through, Dre and I are out there with chainsaws, cutting up trees, pulling them to the back. And
It wasn't the most reliable truck because then if it went down, we were in our trucks.
No.
yeah, but then it was just like you grab one of our trucks, whatever it was. But it was like, at that point, I was like, I fucking hate taking care of this place all the time. I
Not
absolutely
even
fucking-
mine.
exactly.
I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah, I'm like,
what the hell?
I'm like, every single day we get up, I'm like, there's something that has to be done out here.
Worst trade deal in
Yeah.
all the history of trade.
Yeah. And it was just like something you worked on nonstop. And I don't think anyone that has never lived on land understands how much it takes just to take care of land.
You
Yeah.
realize it's never done.
Nah.
Yeah.
No matter what, you in the day, there's always more shit that needs to be done the next day.
Yeah.
So it was something that we did for so long. And when I looked for a house, we have Logan popping in. But it's like, I looked for a house, and I was looking for something that would simplify my life.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't mow my yard. Never even thought about it. Like, I was one of those things, like when I came here, I bought a mower. The first time I was mowing, somebody was mowing the neighbor's yard. I was like, hey, how much does it cost for you to mow your yard? They're like $40 a week. And I'm like, I remember when Dad had it bid out to mow our yard, and it was $800 a week. I was
Yeah,
like,
damn, you were mowing 20 acres, man.
yeah. So nobody would do it. So bids were crazy high. I was like, $40 a week, bet. I was like, I hate mowing. I've mowed my whole life.
That's
See,
a cable bill right there.
Yeah.
I was 100% opposite. I just went straight to an apartment. I'm like, I do not want to take care of anything. I don't care what it costs.
Yeah.
Went to
Yeah.
an apartment. You set your trash right outside the front door and they take it. I was like, this is what the other
Dre.
half lives like.
Dre's like, I have no chores. I'm like, my whole life I've had a million.
perfect.
Yeah, and it's just like I'm like, you know what? I can make a bed.
Yeah.
I do that. And I'm like,
Or do I want to? Can I pay for it?
is there a cleaning service that comes to the apartment? No, but like it literally limited everything, and I was like,
But
what else is there to do? It's like that was at the point where I knew like there was an end of the day where you wake up and there's not something you had to do outside the next day. And it was weird. And then now transition back to a house, I was like, I actually am a little bit different. I enjoy my time on the mower.
Yeah.
my yard's not big enough to give me enough time to enjoy
Well,
it.
it used to be it was a day. It not just like you're out there for an hour. It's like you wake up at 6, you're done about 5, eat dinner. We had
bed.
horses for a while. Take care of those, and then you go to bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a day. Now I go out there. It's like I can handle like 6. Go out there, put my headphones in, enjoy my hour.
Did you
out
say
there.
6 in the morning?
No, 6 at night.
Oh, I was going to say Dre.
But-
So I was like, something's
Easy.
not right.
No, I get to watch the sunset while I'm mowing. Very nice. And then I go in, and it's relaxing to me now. At this point with a push mower, I mean, there's definitely a way to set it up so it's enjoying push mowing.
But the thing is, like, you talk about not liking the ranch growing up, and then it coming full circle back
Yeah.
after you've like not had it. And it's right now I want land more than like anything.
Yeah.
And I want to have something that's mine
Mm.
because even when we mowed and stuff, even though it wasn't mine, I still looked at it as like mine. I took pride in like
Yeah.
our mowing. I took pride in like when people showed up at our place, like it was perfect. And most people don't like, our dad had an airplane all growing up, and he'd fly over the property, make sure the lines lined up through the driveway, through the house, through the barn, through everything.
Damn,
If
did
they
he
didn't
whoop your ass,
So he would call us via the airplane when we're out mowing, making sure the lines were right.
This is like on a
Yeah.
Saturday, and if
So-
your lines are fucked up, you remow it Sunday.
So, but it was like crazy that's most people thought it was just easy and everything
Yeah.
was handed to us. But now I look back, I'm like, I can't wait to have that back.
Yeah.
That
I'd say, dude, I'll get back to this. I'm going to say something because I was going to say something. So you were talking about enjoying the mowing. You will enjoy it more when you have kids, when you can get out of that house.
When you can make them do it.
Yeah. No.
get out of the house.
You get out of the house and you're like, hey, honey, watch the kids. I got to go mow for a couple hours. Really, you're on like idle 2.
He's like slow as
Just
hell.
making sure the
slowly
lines are
go.
nice.
I'm in
man.
neutral on the downhill while holding the brake.
Okay, babe, I got to go get some gas real quick.
We ran out. I don't know. Second time today. I don't know.
Who's
I
not
don't know
filling
what's
up my
going
tank?
I had to hit the gas station 2 towns over.
Yeah.
They were out.
on. They were out of gas.
I got us some whiskey though. So
half a bottle.
yeah.
Which half the time mowing was great. And then the other half the time, like I would probably even say 20% of it was enjoyable. You put your headphones in, you go out and you mow for a day. But I would say majority of the time something always goes wrong.
Ooh, yeah, dude.
20 acres, something's always going to happen.
Belt breaks.
Yeah, something.
Belt,
Like-
the bolt breaks off in the engine from the frame, and you're like,
Like,
You have to make that call to your dad, and you're like, I don't
oh
want to
no,
call him.
no.
we just
it was fixed.
fixed it. Like
Oh,
we became,
yeah.
It was just
he and I figured like we grew up racing motorcycles. We knew how to fix everything. To where it's like that exact same thing happened. Our mower Dre like calls me. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I'm mowing the back 5, and the fucking mower's like rumbling like crazy." So I'm
it
like,
ended up. It broke the exhaust.
So the
Since it's
exhaust
rattling
broke.
so hard, the exhaust also connected the frame. There's like 4 bolts connected in. One of them breaks, nothing happens. The other 2 break, it rips everything
So
apart.
it's just a
So-
loud mower at that.
yeah. So,
exactly.
and these are like $20,000 zero turn, like commercial
What?
zero turns.
What brand was it? We should put
John
on
Deere's.
blast. Oof.
Oh,
Which-
dude, that's the first mistake.
But we always had John Deere's. The last mower we had was different, but besides that, they're normal. Everything we had was
The
green.
last one was a bad boy.
Bad
we
boy
went
is
orange.
completely
We went
bad boy.
orange. It was good,
Yeah.
It was kind of cush, like,
It
but
is.
it didn't mow as the lines weren't as good.
but it gave us another foot on
Hey,
the deck.
but you had a cup holder, a
2.
nice
You
one
had
that
2
held
cup
it in
holders.
there.
We had cup holders
Yeah.
on the John Deere
Yeah,
too.
the John Deere.
Yeah, but the John Deere ones don't hold it in the right way.
Depends on.
Does
well,
it-
the thing is, there's so much shit going on. You can't have anything with an open top.
I did.
A lot of
I'm
shit
them bad boys.
floating in there.
Yeah, you're
I'll
just.
show you. I'll
you're just
send you a
drink-
video.
You're just drinking grass.
When you're out there for 9 hours, if you don't get fucking grass in your drink, I mean, he's lying.
Yeah, but
I'll send you.
He hires someone mows like 8 hours, 45 minutes, hops on. He's like, I got it for you.
I mowed the first.
look how clean this shit is. But-
I would do that.
No, but it was funny. Like we have all the bolts like drop out of the bottom of this thing, and
Dang.
I'm like, the thing is, our dad was always somebody like you didn't call him with problems. Like
Yeah.
you come up with a solution to fix the problem.
Mhm.
Like that's what we were supposed to do that.
If it could be
Twerk.
fixed at the house and not cost him money, it better be.
So Drake
fucking
calls me
fixed.
and I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, I need grab the one bolt that's still good in there. The 3 are broke, one's in there. I'm like, grab that one, go up, find one size bigger at Orscheln's, come back home. And I'm like, and we had like, then we rethreaded the bottom of the whole entire motor, put all new bolts in there. I was like, call John Deere, just have him grab a new exhaust for it and everything. And then just put it on our tab up there and we'll grab that on the way home. And like our dad didn't care for paying for everything as long as we just fixed it.
Oh damn, that's cool.
So it's just like we had to fix it all. And it was like he and I could go up to John Deere and grab anything we wanted at any given point in time.
Yeah.
And it was just covered. Our dad's card was on file. But it's like most people are like, oh, that's cool. Your dad has his card on file at John Deere. I'm like, yeah, to buy shit to fix it so we can
Yeah.
mow. I'm like, It was
So he doesn't call me.
so he doesn't have to pay a tech up there to fix it. It was like, and he would just get it. He's like, "Oh, you had one of the tires were fucked up on the mower this month." I'm like, "Yeah, 2 of them actually. If you saw them on the bill, I'm like, yeah, we fixed it. It's done."
Hey, Dad, our labor hours were a lot cheaper than yours.
It probably took us about 3 times longer, but it was done.
Dude, there was one time. That's how my stepdad was. My stepdad was like that, and I mean, you're just scared to death to call him because he's such a busy guy. Works his ass off, but you're scared to call him because you just know you're gonna get your ass chewed. Well, there was one time I had to call him, a couple times actually. The one bad time is I put, dude, y'all are gonna.
If you say you put fucking gas in a diesel or diesel in a gas,
You did.
It was-
do that.
he had just bought this dually, and I've been driving like, little Honda Civic in high school. You're just so used to getting that gas and pumping it in. Dude, I put gas in his diesel. I was like, I don't think I could fix this by myself. So I called him. He's like, God damn it. I threw another thing on my list I got to do today. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, it was scary. It was scary, too.
yeah.
How do you fix that?
You got to tow it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
So
got
we
to
had
tow
to
it. They
tow
got
it,
to
yeah.
pump it.
Mm-hmm.
You drop the tank, empty it out. Was it locked up?
No, I didn't start the bitch because I was like,
Oh, you were lucky.
I was like, I knew I did it.
You just drain it and then
Oh, yeah.
You get under there and you find that hose to the motor. You can unplug it. You drop it. You drain it, and
you
I wish
better
I had
not
you
light
guys-
a cigarette on your way home because you're probably covered in gas.
I wish I had you guys as brothers, man, because I would have probably called you and been like, how do we fix
Oh,
this?
there's a few times where it's like you fuck something up. It's like, I think I can call someone else before I call Dad. And then they're like, no, this is fucked up.
No,
I'm
you
like,
need to call Dad.
it is fucked up.
like
isn't it?
Dre lit our whole back 10 acres on fire,
Damn, dude.
and halfway through, he has the fire department, everything there before he decides to call Dad.
Oh, damn.
I was calling 911. I'm like, I called them. They come out.
I can't call Dad.
The
That's
back,
the last resort.
the back 10 acres is just black. I'm just like, fuck. And there's probably like, I don't know, 9, 10 of my buddies over. And I'm like, you guys need to fucking leave. They're like, what? I'm like, no, fucking go. So my dad doesn't think you guys are like accomplices in this. Let him just think I'm
I
a
would have told him to
dipshit.
grab buckets and start pouring it on
So
it.
we ran out there and
So it's a long ways from the house.
it was like
Ah,
it was
dang.
like 5 by 5
Yeah.
area. We run out there, we're trying to stomp it out. Gust of wind comes, it goes from about 5 by 5 to about 20 by 20.
Oh, that gets
I was like,
scary.
and then all of a sudden we look over, there's one like another 50 foot away happening.
Like a
and
little
I'm like,
strangler out there.
and then I'm like,
Dang.
we used like 3 fire extinguishers. I was like, I'm like, we're fucked.
That's all we
I
got.
would have grabbed the tractor and the plow and just started rolling over that thing.
It depends on what was on the tractor, probably
Yeah.
sitting up there.
Well, and it also it was an overgrown racetrack.
Oh, gotcha.
So there's like jumps. It took over everything. And they ended up, I called the fire department. They come out, put it out. And I'm like, they're like, who's the guardian here? I'm like, give me a sec. Let me get him on the
Oh,
phone.
damn. Now you got to
I
call.
call my dad. My dad's like, what?
I was trying to get out of this.
Literally lights me up. And he's like, what's this going to cost me? I'm like, sir, what's this cost? He's like, oh, it's a taxpayer money.
Oh, good.
I was like,
We're just trying to.
I'm like,
save
that
some
doesn't
lives.
cost anything. He's like, all right, it's not that big. I'm like,
Glad you got it handled.
I was sitting there, I was like, okay. I'm like, we're gonna have the greenest grass in our backyard
shit.
you've ever seen.
That was actually a blessing. You could have told your dad, I did you a favor.
I burned
Do you
all
want me
those
to-
big trees you didn't like in the back down.
They're down.
I can do the 10 by the house if you want. We're gonna need some more fire extinguishers. Though.
Can you guys stay here while I burn the front?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that
I feel like growing up on land's different.
It is.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that in like today's world. And I have that same conversation with my fiance all the time. And we talk about like having kids and having real chores. The kids nowadays are like, I took the trash out, I did the dishes. I'm like,
Good deal. Good job. Yeah.
we sat there, I'm like,
you walked it across the house.
I was like, if dad ever had to tell us to do one of those things, like it was gonna be a lot bigger problem. Like he never asked for that stuff. Like from the time that we could, like, as far back as I can remember, like it was anytime you open up that trash can, it's full. You take the trash bag out. You take it down to the trash. Like anytime the dishwasher like gets near full, you open it up. Like you start it, and then when it's done, like those were just things that were just done. Like those were habits.
Yeah.
Not chores. Like chores were mowing the whole entire yard.
Yeah.
And then like when we cleaned the garage, it wasn't like you cleaned a garage where it's just like, oh yeah, pick everything up.
I swept it.
You take every single thing out of the garage. And then after you take every single thing out of the garage, and I remember like we would have everything in the driveway, and you bring the power washer and you power wash the floors.
2 things of Clorox.
Yep.
And you just pour it on the ground, and then you just sit there with like not a broom, but like the ones you get like Orscheln's that are like
For a car?
bristle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You scrub the floor with that.
Dang.
So then you would do that, and then if Dad came home and he didn't like how it was done, you do it again the next day.
Yeah, it sucked.
And even I think now looking back, he knew it was a good job. And he's like, they don't have shit going on tomorrow because
We're gonna keep these boys out of jail. That's what my job is.
So how many horses do you have?
Right now we got 9 horses. When the economy switched over, we were running about 27 head, and hay went up triple. So we were paying $60 a bale. Now it's $160 a round bale.
Damn.
And so I made the decision to cut everything in half or lower than half and just still operate at the same level, but just spend our time. We raised our prices, but we spend our time. We're still making the same amount of money, but we're not.
More effectively?
Yeah. And it was kind of a blessing too, because it was like, damn, why do we need 27 horses?
I really don't like horses.
I know you told me that. But
that was one thing. Like I feel like I would, if I could go back and live in the Western days, that'd be the prime time. I'd drink whiskey, smoke cigars, sit in a saloon.
Yeah.
Wear a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, 100% of it.
And he would live in town.
And I
Be
would
like
because
the
he ain't riding a
mailman.
horse.
And
He'll be the mailman.
yeah, I'd walk around.
He'll be the guy that you go up to and it's like, is my mail here? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right here.
I'm like, where's your horse at? Keep it away from me.
Got a horse out there.
I don't like horses.
I think you haven't experienced it with me. If you experience it with me, it'll be better. Trust me.
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
I don't like horses. I don't like riding something that has a different brain.
It's because you had a bad experience.
Which I guarantee there's probably a lot of cowboys out there that are like, hey, this guy hasn't done it right. Which I feel like if I had a horse from the beginning that I broke and I brought up myself, that I had that connection with, I feel like it's probably just like a dog that you just have like a different level with.
No,
Yeah.
you can hop on a good broke horse. And
I just don't feel like I have a connection with it.
no, it's the fact of he squeezed it like a motorcycle.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So that's
You gotta hold on.
we grew up racing, so he immediately just did that, and I'm like, don't do that.
I'll tell you this, man. What we do, like our philosophy at the ranch, and I go and speak at different ranches and doing ranch consulting because the whole equine world's kind of weird. They're very toxic. They're very like nose up in the air, like if you don't know what you're doing, don't come to my place type of deal. And what I wanted to do was instead of marketing to the 2%, like the equine people, the ranches, I wanted to market to the 98%. The people that
Seems like a bigger market.
it's a huge market.
I'm not a math magician, but
I'll
it
just
sounds
say
pretty good.
it's huge. Okay.
It's huge.
But I saw something that my grandpa did was he brought in these people that have never experienced it. They were scared to death. But because of our training that we have with our horses, those horses are so safe and it gives those people a good experience. And it kind of ties into like politics and stuff. It's like we bring people back to the nature of the Western society. Like just like what we were talking about with mowing the grass and working. It's like bringing people back to like this.
Hey, you want to come mow at my place? Feel
I'll
free.
mow, man. If
got
it
all
gets
this
me
like,
out of the
hey,
house,
you just get a mow.
hey, babe, I gotta go mow.
I'm gonna start selling the experience to come mow. You want to come mow on a big mower?
dude,
Come on out.
that'd be cool. But just giving that experience for people that, I mean, we saw in Kansas City and even in Leavenworth now, we still got folks in Kansas City because our prices are affordable, where families they can't afford to go to Chuck E. Cheese or they can't afford to go to Worlds of Fun, but they can go spend time with a horse. And then it brings them back to like this reality of like, oh, wow. It slows down your life a little bit. You can breathe. We can enjoy something together as a family, and it's a really beautiful thing. And so what we've been doing is trying to show other ranches like, y'all, like there's a huge market out here where we can help people get involved in the equine industry without being like,
What is the equine industry?
oh man, it's nasty, man.
I feel like we're using a term that
I was about to ask, and you can.
The equine industry. Is,
I'll be the idiot.
I don't know what that
no,
word is.
it's all good, man. It's like the equine industry is, you know, you got your rodeo professionals, you've got your lesson.
Just so you know, when I got on that horse, I looked like a rodeo professional.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Not even close.
Like whoever races in the Kentucky Derby, I looked like.
Well,
this guy.
that's far from rodeo, buddy.
He
He looks
We're on
scared
two
to
different
death.
spectrums.
I
here.
looked like the biggest jockey you've ever seen in your life.
God dang.
That I can agree with.
Who
because
hurt you?
Do what?
His
Oh.
stirrups were way too short, and
yeah, that is true.
he did look like a
Response.
jockey, like just a heavier jockey.
A
Dang.
little overweight jockey.
You're not overweight. You're
Yeah.
perfect the way you are.
But
Thank you.
he was about a foot taller than the rest of them.
Damn.
2 feet tall.
Shit. Were your feet dragging?
No, my feet were way too high.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
So, but
Well, so
regard-
anyways, that's
Irrelevant.
just what the equine world is. Just anyone that has horses that are teaching lessons, trying to get people involved. But the problem that they have is one, marketing.
100%.
That's the number one issue. The second one is attitude. And they are like gatekeepers to the society of horses. No one should own horses if you don't know what you're doing. And we came along and said, no, I think everyone has the right to be able to sit on a horse, whether they know what they're doing or not. Now we practice safe practices and all that stuff, but we believe in bringing that 98% into the 2% world, which will grow the economy for the horse world. And so that's kind of been our crazy mission with the ranch, not just in our own separate ranch, but helping other ranches do that for their place.
Do you
know?
help elevate people? Because I know like there's like dressage and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Do you help elevate people into those different types?
Yeah. What we do.
Look at
is-
Dre using words that we
I don't
Can
know.
you-
I love that,
Look,
dude.
wow.
I love that.
Wow.
Sounded like you said giraffe.
Giraffe.
Did you say
garage?
dressage? What was that?
Dressage.
What was that?
Dressage.
Is that a designer brand?
Did they make
It's a-
person?
it's
They
a-
act like it.
It's a type of riding. If you guys knew anything about horses,
They act like it.
Why
Those
do you
people
know
act like
that?
that.
Yeah, wow.
But what I'll tell you, yes. So our purpose of the ranch is just to get them in the door, just to get them comfortable in the door, have a good experience, so they can go into the horse market and do all the other things that they want to do. We're not here to keep them and say, no, you're our customer, you should stay here forever. We're like, hey, let us introduce you. You get out there and do it. Because what those places like the dressage and all those other places, English, they don't really have the patience because they do it very well. They don't have the patience to bring in someone that may not know what they're doing, right?
I know starting from ground zero doing that stuff is like impossible.
Mhm.
It's kind of like you should definitely know you're doing on a horse before you do anything like that.
Yeah, but and that's what I found in the market that's what was missing was like someone to open the door for them to then get into it, right? So
So before you go buy your own horse,
before you do any of that, come and ride, learn, clean stalls, see if this is the life that you want to live.
You know the best part is getting free labor to clean stalls.
Oh, dude, it's awesome.
It's like not even free labor. You're getting paid for it.
You're getting paid for people to clean your stalls.
if you want to know how much
So there
it is
for a
to board
second-
your horse, if you have a horse and you're having someone boarded somewhere, it's not cheap.
Well, there for a second, I thought I was like listening to a Chinese book because I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
What the hell?
It's like,
I was speaking English. I'm like the most illiterate guy.
I know, but there for a second, you guys were talking Chinese. I don't know where we were getting to this.
It's
Dang.
types,
Designer-
It's
It's
mainly the G word.
It's different
the-
types
Whatever the
of
G
riding.
word is that you guys use,
I
that
think
we
it was
can't pronounce.
D.
Is it D?
It's definitely D.
Can you say it again?
Not dressage. It's dressage.
I don't think you're probably saying
Oh,
that right.
man.
He is. He's saying it.
Wow. Okay.
Damn, man.
So,
I
This is
pronounced
wild.
that for a while.
All right. Hey, for a minute, can I grab a little bit of whiskey? 'Cause
Yeah, so
y'all are
say
driving me crazy. I'm kidding. Oh shoot!
I thought the bottom
Edit.
fell out.
Opa.
Edit that.
I broke a glass. It's not a big deal.
Should we get another one?
No, that's like a podcast
sorry.
tradition.
No, yeah. Now Dane
Yeah.
just drinks out of the bottle.
good luck.
for the rest of the podcast.
Do it.
No,
Lost my glass.
lost my glass. Now I got this. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so if somebody comes there and they say, "Hey, I really love riding horses. This is fucking awesome," and I want to buy my own horse, keep it at your place, and come out ride it when I want. Is that something somebody can do?
Yeah, at our place, it's kind of weird. We don't really do a lot of boarders, and what boarders is what you were talking about. Only because we've got clients out there 24/7. They wouldn't really have the time to use the arena, use the trails because we're using them. There's a lot of great boarding places out there, but
What if you train my horse?
if I train your horse?
Like it's involved with people all the time.
It's a work. Are you getting paid for that?
So essentially,
No,
are you saying
you
if
can use my
don't-
horse because it's just like if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a dog. So
So
if I
that-
had a dog and somebody come walk it for free every day, that'd be great.
That means like you're donating it to like their deal.
Yeah.
essentially.
We do those deals where they say, "Hey, I don't have the time to ride this horse every day, but if it stays here for free, you can use it." And that's when we say yes.
I'd be in.
Dan's buying a
'Cause
horse.
then-
I'm gonna have a horse.
But listen,
Oh, man.
they pay for the vet bills. We don't pay it. So it's a horse that we can utilize to make money. Right?
A horse is a lot heavier than you, and their vet bills are a lot more than you
See,
expect.
the only thing is like I'm gonna get into a spot. Anything that's living, if it goes to the vet, that's like something I like.
you like when something goes to the vet?
Well, I'm just saying, like
What?
people are gonna like. I'm saying if one of my dogs went to the vet,
You like
Oh,
that?
you mean you wouldn't mind paying that?
whatever it costs,
Yeah,
I'm paying.
of course.
I don't
Oh,
really
okay.
care.
Right.
Same thing
right.
if I had a horse and it goes to the vet and you call me and you're like, "Hey, it's this much fixed." I'm like, "Oh,
Everyone over there was also thinking the same thing we were
Like,
thinking.
is that an enjoyable vacation?
no." I'm saying like if-
love it.
there's
a moment I
there's
went
people
on
that take like weird shit to the vets. I feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, I found this coyote that's injured on the side of the road. I took it to the vet."
Hey,
Did you
what?
say coyote?
Yeah,
Coyote.
coyotes.
No, Dane,
Coyote.
Dane's friend's name is Coyote.
Oh, so you're taking coyote to the vet?
Well, the
Damn.
doctor's too expensive.
A single coyote is a
Yeah.
coyote.
My stepdad's a veterinarian. He stitched me up many of times.
Isn't a single coyote is a coyote, right?
It's just coyote.
No,
Hey,
it's-
look at them coyotes.
It's
out
like
there.
creek and creek.
That's because there's multiples. Because there's coyotes.
But
That
you don't
could-
say coyote.
Is that a
It's
Kansas
not
thing?
like hey,
like
that's
crick and crick?
that's a goose, and then there's geese.
Yeah,
It's not like there's gooses.
exactly. When you say coyotes, you're saying gooses.
Ooh.
That's the same.
I said as a singular, like somebody took a single coyote to the.
No,
That's
coyote.
like, I took a single geesis to the
It's,
vet.
it's like creek and creek. It's
What?
spelled the same.
You know what? I think you
same
should,
thing. Logan agreed with me.
You
That's
should
fine.
send this to.
No, he was agreeing with me.
No, he's agreeing with both of
I
us.
heard it.
You should send this to your English teacher in high school.
Yeah.
Dude, every time I hear people say coyotes, I know they're from the city.
Oh, bro,
Illinois, yeah.
what a shot!
Oh, Dane's a city.
Well, I love
What
you.
a shot,
No,
bro.
dude, I
am
didn't
from
mean
the
to
city now.
disrespect you, man.
I've been here
You
for
are.
too
This
long.
is a nice place.
I'm
bro.
wearing some white ass shoes too.
Hey, dude, you should see my Adidas.
Yeah, bro. If
I
I
got
was
some-
wearing jeans right now, I'd be way too.
Dane's
sweaty.
rocking Pumas. What were we
I'm
talking
not
about?
wearing
Man, what was I thinking? I could have wore my Adidas here.
Yeah,
No one sees my boots.
yeah, exactly.
No,
Messed
it's
up.
coyote. Like, look at that coyote, or look at that coyote,
Or
look
you,
at the
you call them horsies too.
Damn, what am
Look
I
all.
thinking?
It's like
No.
Look at all those horses out there.
look at that horse, or look at that herd of horses.
Or horsies.
they're spelled
See, you're the one that did it.
they're spelled the same. It's a different pronunciation. It's like creek or creek.
Coyotes. Look at them.
Geese and
coyotes
goose
out
are spelled
there, right?
differently.
I think it just depends on where you're
It's
from.
it's the pronunciation.
I don't think coyotes
They're spelled
beside
like
the
that.
point.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
But either way,
Either way, we'll agree to disagree on this one.
No,
Let us know down
I'm
below.
right. You're
Yeah.
wrong.
They're gonna be like, what? There was a 2-hour podcast for an hour. These motherfuckers arguing about coyote or coyote.
I'm gonna name the podcast
Coyote.
Coyote or Coyote. It's you can't tell.
No, it's
on
coyote
the title.
or coyotes.
No, it'd just be the one. Blank or blank.
Blank or blank? What'd you pick? All right,
All right,
on to
let's
Nick's,
move on.
Nick's subject. What are we on
Dang.
to now?
We'll
Ricky,
talk about
Ricky,
this
I need
later.
a question.
I'm gonna
for her.
call you.
So where did you go when you left the ranch though?
I went to South Houston near Lake Jackson.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a really big difference.
It was nice. I think I was telling you guys this. It was like I got this apartment and I wanted the top room, you know. It was like freaking
You're like, holy shit, I got a view from up here.
Yeah, bro.
Shit?
What's this? Let's do it. And I was in car sales. And I got a job in car sales because the only thing I know to do is sell. And
That was loud.
yeah, that was loud. And so I was sitting up there, and the pool is right in my window. You could hear the fountain going. And I was 5 minutes from the beach. And it was kind of like my little vacation to like, hey, this is your little, you know how what is it? The Amish have their year.
Oh yeah.
They get one
Rumspringer.
year. Yeah, that was kind of my deal out there.
Yeah.
I was like, let's see what life's like. And I didn't like it. So I went back.
You're like,
oh, it's pretty busy.
Rumspringer's over. I'm going back home.
I'm going home.
Did you make it the full year?
Yeah. I got divorced, and that's what moved me home. Yeah, she was a cheater and stuff. But anyways, so I moved back home to KC, and I lived downtown at the River Market. That was cool.
Oh, nice.
But everyone was rude as fuck. Like, I was just like,
Hey, easy. That's where we work.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the F word was.
No, I don't give a shit about
Okay.
that. I'm
No,
talking
the rude part.
Oh,
Yeah, at the River Market.
That's where we work.
You probably ran into
We're
like
regulars.
Logan or Dalton or something.
No. It was the people in the building. Like my dog. I had a little dog named Cletus, and he was a border collie Australian mix, right? And this little guy, man, he's the best friend I've ever had in my life. And I walk in there, and he pisses on like a post or something inside, right? No big deal. So I go and clean it up. I get a call from the office manager, and they're like, we need to talk to you about your dog peeing in public. I was like, I cleaned it up. What's the problem?
Yeah.
This is your first warning. I was like, okay, I'm sorry that my dog peed and I cleaned it up. Here we are. And it was just a bad
I deal with
scene.
that same problem with Dre in our office.
Did you say you're lucky it wasn't me peeing on that post?
Next time it will be.
That would probably be more acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, in this day and age, but yeah. Yeah. Dre has a peeing problem?
He does. He pees on all that stuff.
I do too.
You got to mark your territory.
Sometimes you do. You got to let them know. It's a crazy world. You got to let them know, like,
This is
who's
mine.
the boss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you stand here? Are you willing to piss on it, own it?
I don't judge you, man. I'm there with you.
Is that your desk? Yeah.
Does your
Prove
desk
it.
smell like urine? Yeah.
Is that your wife?
That was
Yes,
fine.
it is.
All right, you're good to
Oh,
go.
this is
Yeah.
wild.
That's gonna turn into some R. Kelly shit there, bro.
Nah, she's
She's into
she's
it.
good.
All good.
She's gonna kill me for this too.
So you come back to Missouri, end up in the River Market. How long were you in the River Market?
Oh, about a year, man. I said I'm done with this place.
So you went to where was it that you were in?
All right, I was renting
And where were you in Texas?
Lake Jackson,
Lake Jackson
and then I went to the River Market.
for another year.
Yep, and then I spent.
What'd you do when you were there?
I was working at NFM.
Nebraska French Market.
Yeah. I hated it.
What?
Oh,
What did
yeah.
you do there?
$250,000 in sales and only making $2,500. That's kind of messed up. I mean, I hated it. It was weird.
Sounds like a pyramid.
Sounds like a pyramid. Exactly. Yeah. No, I didn't make crap there. And I hated it. And then that was kind of when I was going to get the ranch, lease the ranch in KCK. And I went there to KCK. I spent the same amount of money to lease that place to run a business as I did in my apartment. And I lived in a 12 by 12 tack room. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 by 12 tack room, a little fold out cot, and I ran a business out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the definition of minimalistic.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish I could go back to it.
That's kind of cool, though.
I was like, dang. Yeah, it was cool.
No, that's how he quits the podcast. He's like, and we're done.
Dang,
No,
was
but
it
how-
really?
No, I'm just
How
playing.
how'd you manage that?
I knew that finally in my life it was just me. I didn't have a wife, I didn't have kids, I didn't have nothing in my life. It was just me. And I was like, if I could just eat shit for 2 years, I could probably get this business off the ground the right way. And that's what we did. Like all the money we made, we poured it back into the business. And I mean, dude, I had customers that would like bring me food or want to take me out to dinner. I'd just be like, all right, yeah, cool.
Let me check my schedule.
I mean,
but I think I can make it work.
Yeah.
Let me check with my
I mean,
roomies. They're cool with
when
it.
I told you about the grilling outside, that's what I did. I grilled outside. Even if it was wintertime, man, I'd be grilling. And so, yeah, I just did what I had to do to get that business off the ground. And really, I knew I wasn't going to be in KCK. I knew that I needed to get enough money to get back to my hometown.
What was the time frame on this?
It was about roughly 2 years. So 2020
Okay.
to 2022.
Oh, from start to where you're at now?
Yeah,
Or-
when I restarted it back in KCK.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So since 2022, that's when did you immediately just go out and get like 27 head?
No,
all
we
that
built
stuff?
it when we started it. We only started with like 5 horses, and I was careful about it because I didn't want to get over my head on feeding them and stuff. So I said, if the business comes, I'll add more horses, and I'll keep adding. By the 3rd week, we had 12 horses out there because we were just
That's a pretty
booked
quick
out.
turnaround.
And I didn't have a website for almost 6 months. It was all message me on Facebook, and that was it.
So I feel like that's what people misinterpret it is. One, yes, you should have all that stuff, but
You should, yeah.
initially launching it, everyone always says like, "What if like it doesn't work?" Just try it.
You got to jump in.
Yeah, jump in.
Yeah.
I will say you jumped in like whole body in.
I think sometimes you got to burn the bridge, you know, like if you don't have anything else to go back to, what's your other option?
So
Right?
that's
like,
what
what's your other option? Make it work or don't. And
either take it to the moon or go down in a blazing ball
I
of
mean,
fire.
damn, at least like one of them's going to be exciting.
I also
you know?
feel like a lot of people, when they're starting a business, they think they have to have everything perfect
Mhm.
before they start. And if you do that, you're just never going to start it. It's always going
Right.
to be that idea in the back of your head. But if you like have a general idea, but then just start a Facebook page on whatever you're selling or a service
Yeah.
and just start making money doing it
Mhm.
so that you can afford to have everything else in place.
I kind of took
And
a
you-
little bit of, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you know what works, what doesn't work,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
I kind of took a little bit of a risk because back in January, we opened August 2020. But back in January, when I was living in Riverside or River Market,
Yeah.
I was starting to post little teasers out because I still had the brand that my grandpa and my mom had, right? And so I was posting teasers and I was posting on social media. I was like, what would happen if the ranch came back? Question mark. Comments galore. Oh my God, when are you starting it? I created curiosity because
Yeah.
curiosity sells. It's like people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so I started posting this. I was like, I'm going to create so much confusion in the market that when I do launch, it's going to be crazy. And so like I started posting, what would happen if we relaunched? What would happen if the ranch started again? Hey, I might be having trail rides in August. Who would want to sign up? We had a list of like over 200 people ready to get started when we launched. So I knew going into it, I was like, yes, you're jumping into it, but you also have a backing where if you prepare your pre-launch, you're ready to rock and roll. And so that first day, I mean, we had booked out and we've been booked out since then. I mean,
Yeah.
since that pre-launch, it's been, we are filled up every weekend on trails and lessons. And one thing that I always talk about is like, my mom's starting to understand now. My grandpa never really liked it. I remember this story. This customer got real mad at my grandpa and it was the customer's fault, right? But my grandpa back in the day, you know, in business, customers are always right. And for some reason, as a 7-year-old kid, I was like, that's bullshit. No, they're not. You don't talk to my grandpa like that. But he stood his ground. He said, nope, we're going to take care of this, blah, blah, even though he got screwed, right? And so I didn't have the belief that the customer is always right. And so going back to this deal where I'm kind of very like, if you see on my Facebook, you guys have seen some of my posts, I don't care. I'm going to post like, if you don't want to come out here because of my beliefs, cool, don't come out. But the people that do come out, they come out. And I think that's what built that brand to where and I'm very proud of this, is I've said this before, is I can't be canceled. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel me for anything that I do, because I've always been open and honest about how I run things. And I've got a good heart, and we pour into our people, and we do great things. And I heard on a podcast that you did, and this is why I really love your guys' culture and what you guys are doing, is you guys have built a culture where people want to be a part of it. And that's what we did. We wanted to build, culture is everything. We want to be a part of something that means something. It's not just a business that just bends over when someone tells you something wrong and you're like, oh, I'm scared to lose the business. No, I'm not scared to lose the business, because I stand on the platform that I built, So I know that got long-winded, but that was kind of my belief in all that.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That kind of got out there, but I
you're
know to
good.
say that. Yeah.
All good. That was probably one of the better answers we've had on our podcast.
Yeah. Something like in our society, don't you think that we've gotten to a point where the market has pushed us as business owners to kind of like say, no, we're not playing this consumer game. This is us, and that's it.
I will say it goes two ways. I'm going to be the devil's advocate. I know Dane 100% agrees with everything you just said. I am one with reason.
You're my sister, man.
So I can sit there. I can sit there and I go through it, and I'm like, I justify everything, and I'm like, okay, why'd they say that? And then I look into it, and I'm like, maybe that's why they said it.
Yeah.
Well, we confront them 100%. Mm-hmm. And depending on how they answer that next question, it's like, yeah, no, we're done.
Yeah.
But if it's like, hey, this is why, it's like, okay, understandable.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just going, eat shit.
No, we give them a chance. We give them a chance. We got people out there that they want a refund because like their daughter died. Oh, you're going to get a refund.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But you're not getting a refund if you decided not to cancel 3 times when we've been open, ready to have you out. Like, does that make sense? There's levels of like
100%.
And that the game.
I will say that was one of the things when Dane started this company, was sitting there. We dealt with it for years in the car industry where the customer's always right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the situation is. It's just like they're right. And it's just like you come in and you're treated like the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
And even when you literally couldn't do anything about it. And you're the only one, you were the one delivering the bad news to them. Mm-hmm. But you're the bad person.
It wasn't even always bad news either.
It was.
You could deliver any news to them. And because the position you stood in when you started, they thought everything that you said was a lie. They thought that's my deal in any space, is business owners in today's world that succeed really well maintain their 50% better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like too many people go into market thinking they have to make everyone happy.
Yeah, you're not going to.
You don't have to make everyone happy.
Most markets are really big.
Exactly. So it's like,
You just need a little chunk.
so
I feel like people don't realize what 3% of America is.
I
It's a
tell
lot
people,
of fucking people.
I've had so many people come to us like, why don't you guys take on more outside of Kansas City? Blah, blah, blah. I go, if we had 1% of Kansas City business owners, I go, you would have to follow behind me and collect all the money that fell in my fucking pockets.
There's almost 10,000 dealerships.
No, that 500 in Kansas City. Where did you get 10,000? In the country?
In the country.
No,
In the
look at
country.
D-tags.
Yeah, that's not why that's not where that comes from.
But just look at them.
There's 500 dealerships in Kansas City.
Dealership numbers are like fucking.
I'm gonna correct you
They're
on that one.
different.
There's 500 dealerships in Kansas City.
But he's not using the used car dealerships or the.
No, that's all dealerships.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it.
Damn,
There's a lot.
I'm sinking
There's a lot.
with you,
There's
dude.
a lot of
The answer's a lot.
for sure.
You know what?
I'm not sinking with
I
my
always
boy.
say
Yeah.
I always say someone here that's going to be cut, and
Yeah.
whoever's doing this, make sure you cut that.
Leave that in there.
Cut that out.
So what I was saying
It
was,
definitely stays.
But what I'm saying is, so many people think that it's
10,000 dealers.
it's funny.
all 500 dealerships that I was just talking about previously.
No, but it's funny when you
I'm
look
dead.
at such like huge markets, and that's dealership. That's like this much of the market. You look at how many restaurants. You look at all these different things that we don't have exact stat of what the number is. But you look at how wide Trey's going to have some stat that's wrong. But it's like, I don't care
Tell us
how.
in the comments if we're wrong.
Yeah. The markets are so big, and it's Alex Ramosi talks about this all the time. He goes, I talk to people and they say they've oversaturated their market. He goes, bullshit. He goes, what? The market is so big. Unless every post you're putting up is reaching like 2 million people and you just have absolutely murdered it, and you're in an area, and then you're like, you know what? I really need to branch out.
Okay. All 2 million people, I already got 1,980,000 of them.
Okay, let me ask this question. Is saturation a false myth?
I think so.
I think it's a false myth. Like, look at iPhone, right? We go to Walmart sometimes, when we feel a little scummy. We want to just walk in with our, pajamas on, And I go in and
he's going straight after the Walmart people.
You go
own your market. He's all about those Target people.
And they're selling you an iPhone, and I'm like, dude, it's 2023. Everyone has one. No, they don't.
No.
There's a way to convince someone.
There's still 5% of people that are stuck on Androids.
I will say I went into
who is it? Someone in this room.
No, not us. Androids make good phones. Android doesn't make phones. There are really good Androids.
This is why this company will succeed.
The reason that iPhone is just because iPhone is so much more popular, it is more convenient now.
Yes.
But do you not think that iPhone also in the market, they had more of a why, like why you should buy this than technology?
No, they went with a different technique. They went when everyone was doing something very similar. They went so different.
That's what I'm saying, though.
They were innovative.
Why they were?
I think they had a why, but it's also like even now, like Ricky said, Android makes phones that are just as good.
I wouldn't touch it.
I think their actual operating platforms. Their actual operating platforms are more confusing. Apple simplified it so much, and they attach people at simplicity.
Yeah.
Our whole office runs off of Mac desktops, Apple or laptops, iPads, iPhones, everything. But we airdrop stuff around the office all day, and it's like simplicity. People win at simplicity.
That is where it has progressed to. I do believe when Apple came out, it was meant towards, I will say, an older demographic because it was simple.
Yeah.
And I get it was a touch phone, and you had individuals.
I don't think it went after older demographic.
Dude, what about us country folk out here? We're like,
and guess what? Just think from the first iPhone to what it is now, your apps look the same.
Yeah, it
hasn't changed. And guess what? Everyone's
they said
like,
it wasn't broken. Why do we need to fix it?
That's what I'm saying. Androids, they recreate the wheel every phone they bring out, and I'm like, the last thing I want to do is learn how to work a phone with everything on my plate.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn where my texts are at. Guess what? You get an iPhone, I put it up to the back of the one I'm buying, and guess what? It looks the same as the one I just had. It's just faster.
Yeah. Simplicity.
No, but I think
iPhone isn't as innovative anymore, though. Like a lot of times the Android phones will come out with some weird new thing.
Like
and
what?
Like they had a fingerprint scanner way before iPhone. They have the fold thing. LG has always had better screens than iPhone up until probably now. But
you know what's funny is their
gaming phones, I will say, are really cool.
Better battery life. Like, well, a lot of those features, like phones will use it for a little bit, and most of them suck. Some of them are good, and then Apple's like, oh yeah, we should do that.
Hey Dane, what's this?
Jamie, pull that up real quick.
Like I had a phone like 6 to 8 years ago that you could like tap it and the screen would turn on. When did that come to iPhone?
So
your phone never goes. Your phone
swipe
never
to text.
Your phone never goes dark. It's always on.
Now.
You got an Android?
No, I have an iPhone.
Oh, okay.
I'm still team iPhone. I'm just saying they make some good stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
In case you're sitting really close to the microphone.
So Logan's dropping all kinds of knowledge from the peanut gallery. That he said that Android having all these different people involved with creating the phone, where Apple did it all in house. That is a huge spot. And it's also like, I think this is also something that speaks volumes in a lot of spaces, is when you get somebody that takes so much market share, the gorilla becomes so big in the room that it's almost impossible to take down.
But is there market share mostly in America? Is it worldwide?
It's worldwide.
Sure
But the market share becomes like the U.S. is trying to stop like U.S. monopolies. Apple took a world monopoly almost overnight, and no one could stop them. But it's on a product. So when you look at something that's that big, we're not creating a phone in this fucking garage right now that's going to go compete with Apple.
It's called
Pear. And we talk about when technology came around, they're like, well, Steve Jobs did it. Yeah, no shit. Technology was like coming up. There's something different that's being innovated right now that in 20 years, we're all going to look back at somebody started something now.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Chat GPT.
But it's you have Android chasing, you have Google, you have all them chasing this phone space, and they're trying to think of something that's innovative. They have a whole room of people that are getting paid a shit ton of money. They're like, what if we make these things flip? Like, do you think we can get market share?
Just like a razor.
And it came out, it flopped. I saw some dude with a flip phone the other day. And
Was that at the golf tournament?
Yeah, the dude opened it up. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was recording a video, and I was like, I wonder what format it's. Is it a square?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
So he's like filming on this thing, and the middle of it's all like fucked up looking, and I'm like, that botched. But they're trying to do anything to grab straws to stay in the space, because I guarantee you that you are looking at within a 5-year window of them probably jumping out of the phone space.
Apple.
I'm not.
No, the other
the competitors. Like, I think you're going to end up with.
But that's what I think you're misconstruing is Apple's dominating in America, but the rest of the world
is not on Androids.
So either way, though,
it's very high.
Either way,
I think the Asians are using iPhones.
I disagree. Dalton, stat.
Dalton, get the stats up.
Regardless, even if iPhone has 80% of users, of cell phone users, which they don't. Not even close.
We need to go after price comparison.
Well, 20% of fucking everybody is still a lot.
No, I'm just saying price
Trey,
comparison.
why are you going after everyone on this podcast that everyone's wrong?
No, I'm just saying, like,
what did you take today?
He's like, horses are wrong.
Everything you guys are talking about wrong.
No, I'm just saying
10,000 dealers wrong.
Because someone is sitting there in the comments going, no.
He said he was going to be
I'm that guy.
Okay, you can fucking argue with the people with the bullshit comments.
Let me do the comments. I'm good at that.
All right,
let's
you know
get
what?
it up.
Hey, bro, whoever you are in the comments, I feel you. I'm also getting targeted.
Yeah, if you're in the comments and see my red mark across my face, it's because I was wearing a cowboy hat. So fuck off.
Yeah,
but we love you. Keep following.
Yeah. No, but like, I think the phone space, I think any space that you're in, there becomes a leader in the space.
Totally.
And somebody's always coming for you. And it's
that I agree with.
Apple is being innovative, but they don't see a problem with their product now. They say, what are current problems in technology?
Mm-hmm.
Storage space, they're fixing those problems. Camera quality, they're elevating that. They don't see changing the actual phone. Nobody has a problem with the way their phone is. Android is over here in left field, and they're like, you know what? We should make them flip. We should.
What about 2 screens?
They're trying to come up with
take?
every different idea out there, which is like, Apple has the simple. I think if Android came out with a whole new way, like operating platform, would probably be the most innovative thing they could do coming to the space to try to fix and come to compete.
So the issue with Android phones is Android's an operating system, and there's a lot of manufacturers that are putting phones out on that operating system.
What are you giggling at?
Apple is the only machine that iOS runs on. Yes. So it always works. It's easier. There's so many different devices on Android. That's where a lot of the glitches and the issues come from.
I agree with that. I'm saying Android does surpass in storage. Android does surpass in camera. Android surpass.
Who the fuck even knows that?
I do. But I know they do. But the thing is they're better in every aspect. But the reason people buy Apple is simplicity, and because it's fucking simple.
No, it's also because of marketing.
Their marketing is incredible.
Guess what?
I will
It
say
goes back to their why.
Have you drove around a luxury shopping center and seen an Android store?
I see Microsoft stores and they sell phones in there.
Nobody knows that. They think they're selling Xboxes and PCs. They're trying to sell everything.
You just asked me and I gave you an answer.
Yeah, Apple is selling lifestyle.
It's a why.
Their marketing is
Entertainment.
if I buy an Apple product in Kansas City, if I have to take that phone in, I have to take it to the Plaza, which is the nicest place in Kansas City. If I buy an Android phone, I'm not even going to tell you where I have to go get it worked on because it's not at the Plaza.
Probably Sharif's.
I'm
7-Eleven.
bougie, bro.
They sell a lifestyle. That's what they do. They've sold something that's bigger
I'm
than
just
them.
saying. I have recommended iPhone to more people.
Dre's not going to be on Loud Podcast.
No, but the thing is
No, don't kick him off.
no.
He's getting
I'm
kicked
just
off.
saying.
He's
The
getting-
thing is the reason I love iPhone is it's simple, and every time I get a new phone, it is the same thing, just upgraded.
I'm wondering
That
if
is
Dre's going
why
to have
I
a bunch
like
of
it.
Android lovers coming after him in the comments like, yeah, bro, we're with you.
I fucking hope they do.
Get that content.
Yeah.
Get that engagement up,
you
bro.
all you Android users that are gonna boost Dre in the comments. Guess what? He doesn't even have fucking Android. He's a hypocrite.
I don't. Hey, I'm just saying. You named a lot of things they are better at.
Every Android user I've known has been a scam artist.
I'm not going to say that. I've met some good Android users.
I've never met a good Android user. They're always a little sneaky.
My mom uses an Android.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take that
Scam
back.
artist.
I don't want to take that from your mom. So
Kind of fucked up, man.
I'm sorry, dude.
I can't believe you'd say that on live podcast.
And
Sorry, Mom.
she
Can't
still
be
doesn't know how to use a phone.
Sorry, Mom.
That's pretty much all Android.
That's why Android is not good.
I've told her many times. I've told many individuals many times. I'm
All
like,
right. Let's get off
All right.
this. Let's get
Yeah.
to some
All right.
somewhat fucking.
let's talk about 401ks.
Let's not, because I don't have one.
So you said you went to college.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was. It didn't sound like it was super successful before we started.
No, it wasn't. It was really bad, actually. I got really bored. My English teacher, my business instructor. This is when I dropped out. I actually, I was involved with a network marketing company. It was a travel company. And I was ready to kind of this is when I was 18. I was ready to kind of decide if I want to leave the ranch or stay. I was going back every weekend.
18. That's when you need to decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I 100% agree with that.
Like, here you go. What's your life going to look like?
Do you want $200K in debt or trade school or work at McDonald's?
Well, thankfully, I went to the community college at Highland Community College. And my business instructor she said we had to do a presentation about what's changing in the market, what's going to come. And this is 2012, right?
Freshman year, sophomore year?
I was freshman year.
Freshman.
Yep. I was fresh off the block, man. And the lady goes,
That's not saying anything because he's from like near Leavenworth. He wasn't fresh off the block.
not like
Fresh
off
out
the
of the
fresh
block.
out of Leavenworth, bro. Nah, I don't. Yeah. Anyway,
If you're in Leavenworth and you're watching this, don't come at us.
just come after me because you already do. So 1.2% of my business comes from Leavenworth, so I don't give a shit what they say. Anyways, yeah, it's not worth.
I was talking about the prison pop. I don't know if they get TV
Oh no,
time.
they're cool with me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're real ones.
They just can't get out.
Yeah, they're stuck there unless they get out and come find me. But yo, Michael Vick, one time in high school, I saw him. I saw Michael Vick. I was driving. I had this little shitty Ford Bronco 1986. We called it the turd wagon because it was brown. All right. So I'm driving. I see this guy, and it looked like Michael Vick. It might have not, but it
Very
looked,
small chance it wasn't him.
We never know.
but it looked like him. So I was like, "Yo, Michael Vick, what's up?" He's like, "Fuck you, man."
So I'm guessing it's not Michael Vick.
But it was the same time he was in Leavenworth Penitentiary, so there's a chance
Oh, yeah.
that he was in there.
That he
Anyway.
got out.
So
Got another Bronco.
good luck, man.
Yeah.
Good luck, Michael Vick. Come find me. And then
Ride some horses.
take a picture with me, bro, for my content. So I go to Highland and this business instructor is being rude as hell, man. And she's teaching us about monopolies and corporations, blah, blah, all this shit.
Was Apple brought up in that?
So like Amazon, all that.
So she was against social media. She was against, she said that you need to go to college to get a business degree or you're not. Like, she was very strong on that. Like, you weren't official. She was like one of them teachers that didn't want you to start a business unless you had the backing, right? And I thought that was bullshit because my grandpa never had one. My mom never had one.
How many businesses does she have?
All right, here's where it gets interesting. This is how I got kicked out of college.
Back up.
Yeah.
You just
You said you left.
tiptoed over that.
Well,
Kicked out?
I got kicked out of that class, and then I decided to leave college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kicked out of that class. Sorry, using my words.
I like the kicked out of college.
Sounds better.
Let's use that.
I was kicked
Jamie?
out.
So I was in college. We were supposed to do a presentation about how marketing was going to work for small businesses and medium-sized businesses in the market. And I said, Facebook, and this is when Instagram wasn't really big. I mean, it was like
You said this was
2012.
12?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't big. There wasn't really influencers. Those were the influencers that were on YouTube at the time,
Was
right?
this like Vine time?
Yeah, Vine.
Yeah.
Vine was a big time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like you could be an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah.
It was Vine and
They
YouTube.
hadn't caught up to Vine yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so
RP
I was
Vine. Dre's over here talking about some platform that's closed down. It's gone.
No.
They haven't caught up to Vine.
I miss Vine.
Yeah. Okay, but go on.
It was like TikTok, honestly.
Yeah, TikTok just did it way better.
No, Vine was great. You had 7 seconds, and that's all you got.
Yeah, Vine was so cool that it fucking went under. But
It didn't go under. It got shut down.
okay,
by
it's
the
not here.
government.
Hey, let's not go down the Vine rabbit hole.
Yeah,
I'll keep us on the road here.
yeah. Back.
Yeah, is that the Mockingjay? Yeah.
If,
I like
someone
that
could,
movie.
if someone could plug that where I whistle like really good.
Yeah. Like the Mockingbird. Anyways,
All right, go on.
people call me. So I was in this class. I was supposed to do a presentation. I did the presentation, and I said social media will create an organic flow of business owners because with our natural habits, we're not going to be confined to this idea that you have to get business from your hometowns. You're going to be able to be in Highland and make millions of dollars in Taiwan because you have the access to go reach those people. And I was explaining how social media, Facebook, everything, like, will bring people from the outside market to make those that are smart enough to make a lot of money.
You said this in 2012?
Yeah. And she was like, no. This
I
won't
might
work.
have told you in 2012, but no.
Well, I saw how social media back when Obama got his reelection, it was crazy. It was, and I saw on social media, I was like, there's so much interaction on social media. There's no way I can't create a business model that gets that interaction.
And the funny thing at that time, social media was a platform for people to show off what they did.
Mhm.
As like it was actually a social platform. Social media is not a social platform anymore.
No, it's business, man.
It's a media platform.
Yeah.
It has turned into a media outlet.
Share your views, share your opinion.
It's
That's it.
it's pretty much it's strictly a media outlet. If you were going out to eat dinner with your fiance, quite frankly, no one cares. And that's what it really started off as.
Mhm.
As like, oh my God, people want to know what this person is doing socially.
When I saw when
Like-
it got political, when I saw all the shit with Obama, I was like, damn, I could create that in business, like that controversy where sometimes I'm kind of controversial where people are like, oh, wow, he's a white man that wears a cowboy hat, but he supports Juneteenth. We should go book trail rides at his ranch.
You know,
That's what's great. Like, it'll bring people in. You don't have to pay for the marketing. It's all organic. And so what I saw was, like, I told that teacher that, and she was like, social media won't ever work. And so I asked her this question. I said, what business have you ever ran? She's like, well, we owned a cake shop, but we shut it down in 3 years. I said, why'd you shut it down? We weren't making enough money. And I said, you're teaching me business? She sent me out of that class. I got dropped out of that class.
You know what's funny is people.
I was like, this is stupid. Like, why are you teaching me this? Like, this is a different generation.
No, people go to college now to listen to some college professor that has never done it before. That it's like, there are business professionals in our world now that have coaching groups that will walk you step by step on how to really succeed. And it's going to go. Look at
Gary Vee, all these people.
Like, they have different, like,
it's education.
Ricky and I both are part of coaching groups of like online guys that have actually done it themselves. That's
the point.
These dudes are running around in fucking Lambos. These dudes have done it. They run multi-million-dollar businesses, and they have started from ground zero. And it's like, they will tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
The real way. But it's like, you look at Sean Whalen. Sean Whalen owns Lions, Not Sheep. Mm-hmm. And when he started that, he talked about in the beginning, he was trying to own all of his market. And he said the turning point in his whole entire business was actually when the Sandy Hook shooting happened in Florida. So when he first said that, I was like, weird. And he goes, I was actually going to do a photo shoot, and the camera crew called, and they said, hey, there's just a shooting in Florida at a school. We don't need to be doing this with guns and everything like that.
The photo shoot was going to be with guns.
The photo shoot was going to be with guns and all of his apparel and everything like that. So the camera crew, everything's like, we don't need to be doing this. His like marketing person's like, this definitely doesn't need to be going out. And he used to always vet everything through his wife and everything that went to market. So he's like, I thought about everything all the time. And he's like, this one thing just like really pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
That somebody was blaming all of this on why that happened. And so he did like what was it, a 1.5 video, 2-minute video. And it was
just like talking head style in his car.
In the car at the gas station. He was filling up at the pump. He goes, I got in the car. He goes, I didn't run it through anyone. I just posted it.
I did it.
And when he posted he said, 2 days later, he was on Fox News. He was on CNN. He goes, I was on every single morning news station in the country.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm on Fox News and everyone's telling me that more kids need to be like mine and live in a lifestyle like that I have. And he goes, CNN's telling everyone that my kids are going to be the next school shooters.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was getting so many different things, but he goes, that was the turning point in my business. Mm-hmm. He goes, the people that follow me were the 50% that believed in like exactly the way I was.
Yeah.
But he goes, the other 50% hated me more than ever.
Yeah.
And it's like
sending lawsuits.
So it's like,
yeah,
crazy when you look at that as a real business owner, as a real person, like any of us sitting at this table. He was sitting in a crossroad and said, what am I going to do? Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm going to tell people my beliefs and they're either going to like me or they're not. And he did it. And it's like, I look at people like that, and like Ricky's part of Rob Bailey's coaching group. And it's like, you look at what he's done in this space, and he went into the fitness space and navigated a completely different direction and has built something huge. And it's like, I follow the muscle, and like, I've been part of the muscles coaching group, and he talks about limitless society, about people really opening up to what they can really do. And it's, you look at business owners that live in a $4 million house on the side of a mountain that have helicopters and shit like that. That's the guy I want to listen to business. I don't want to listen to the college professors making $85,000 a year that has 3 failed businesses, couldn't figure out how to do it, and says, hey, I'm going to go teach at a college.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the issue though isn't with the teachers, because if they were good at business, they wouldn't teach.
Yeah.
The issue is with the people just shouldn't go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the college's fault. They got who they got to fill a position.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't go. The students.
They couldn't pay any one of the guys I was just talking about. A college couldn't pay them enough to go be a college professor and stand in a room and teach that week over week.
I couldn't, in my heart, I couldn't go, let's say I lose the ranch tonight, right? And someone goes, hey, you should go teach business. In my heart, I would have to make the decision to say, I'm not leading these souls.
But
to an inappropriate, I failed.
The thing
But say you led them to where you got, and you told them exactly how you failed and how to navigate.
yeah, that doesn't work though. People don't need to know how to fail every time. People need to know how to.
They already know how to fail. They failed when they were trying to walk.
There's
as children, as babies, and getting back up. Like, I don't think education at that point, it needs to be about this is the roadmap. And sometimes it isn't. Like, sometimes, yes, teaching how you failed. Right,
but the thing is, for
valuable.
every one successful business owner out there, there's probably 49 that failed.
I'd say more than that.
Okay, 99 that failed. Majority of businesses do fail.
Oh, totally.
They don't understand.
more.
They don't understand how accounting works. They don't understand how profits work. They don't understand how taxes work. They don't understand all these things.
More
But this
importantly,
lady that
they
has-
don't know what marketing works.
They don't understand marketing. But it's like, you think about this lady that owns a cake shop for 3 years.
Yeah.
How many employees did she ever have work for?
I don't know.
Probably, like, I'm assuming less than 10.
Her and her dad.
So if she has less than 7, she never even navigated the waters of having to offer health insurance to everyone. She never got into helping people with 401ks, what offerings are. She never had to deal with HR stuff. They never had to deal with what a real business owner has to deal with.
And she wants to teach us about what the next 5 years looks like in business. How do you know? Because you're not in.
You never
you're not
accomplished
in
5 years of business.
Well, say you failed and you're still doing it, right? That's cool. You're gonna learn. But like, how are you gonna tell me what suggestion do we have in 5 years?
Oh, I 100% agree with.
Yeah.
They teach you how to, or from what I got out of it, is they teach you how to get a product, put it to market, and that's where
Not
it
everyone's
stops.
doing product.
No, but what I'm saying is like I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They teach you get a product, put it to market. After that, that's where it ends.
Yeah.
And then from market to scalability to becoming a business to full scale, that's all unknown. And if someone can fill the void in that gap of where you go from essentially a business in your garage to an Amazon, that is the market to cover.
Yeah, but what I'll say is what they should be teaching in high school. This is a high school problem, and
I feel like high school is straight a finance problem.
yeah,
You
teach
just learn
taxes.
debits and credits.
No, like teach high schoolers how to run taxes, right? Teach high schoolers how to finance. Teach high schoolers how to navigate through life. And if they do choose the 9-to-5 life, let them choose it. That's where you need to go. If you choose that, hey, and tell them up front, like, if you live the 9-to-5 life, this is what your life's going to look like, because we've all seen it.
But I'm not. The other thing too, though, is like, I
I'm
don't
not
believe,
against.
I don't believe the 9-to-5 life is a bad living life.
I don't think it's bad. I'm
But
just
it's
saying.
people aren't taught how to budget. People aren't taught how money really works. There's people out there that make $50,000 a year that truly think they make $50,000 a year. There's people out there that make $100,000 a year that truly think they take home $100,000 a year. So when they're budgeting things out, they're budgeting out, not even counting for taxes being taken out. They're not accounting for everything else. They don't know how to really break down an actual living in today's world.
Yeah.
Towards they go out and they're like, oh yeah, I can afford this car. No, you fucking can't.
If you can't pay for it twice in cash, then
Look,
no, you can't.
They get one pay raise, you go into another tax bracket.
Yeah.
Then you make less than what
Yeah.
you're making before. You're going, the
No.
fuck just happened?
Well, I want to clear up something. I'm not against 9-to-5 life. What I think should happen is that there should be clear education on how 9-to-5ers work their job, right? Because it's not bad to get a job. It's not bad to be a business owner. You just got to understand what route you take. If you own a business, understand this is what it's going to take. If you want to go get a job somewhere and do this and this is what it's going to take, and understand that that's the process.
The other thing too, though, is like, I don't know how they implement it in school because everyone has a different outlook on it. You have the Dave Ramseys of the world.
God, did you put them all in the fucking pool?
No, but it's like in the finance world.
Cool, man.
In the finance world, everyone has a different outlook on how it's supposed to be done. You have Dave Ramseys of the world that think you're supposed to pay every single thing off. There's people out there that will go leverage a shit ton of real estate and make 10 times the money and they don't have to work a day in their life. There's people that understand, like the generations coming up, there are people that understand how to leverage money differently. So it's like you have teachers that are 50 years old trying to teach something that's not feasible in today's world, to where it's like finance is a very, very, very difficult thing to teach because it's different for every person. Just like that's why I don't agree with business at colleges. Because if you run a ranch, I run a marketing company, somebody runs a car dealership, somebody runs a restaurant, every one of them is ran so much differently.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like, how do you sit there and teach a group of people, 150 kids sitting in a classroom, about every business model? That they don't work the same.
They don't. They teach you corporate, and that's what you learn.
But it's marketing doesn't work the same. So many people come into the marketing space and they all have the same idea. Every business we run, their marketing looks different.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have pricing online. I have people call all the time. They're like, "Why don't you have your pricing online?" I'm like, "I don't know your business."
I want to talk to you.
Like, I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's in anything that you do, everything's always going to be different. There's that varying factor, and you have to figure out. Like, I think that's why actual education hasn't came into high schools, hasn't came into colleges, because I actually don't think you have people in those jobs they're skilled enough to teach it, even close. And then to say everything's different, because they're not okay with being wrong. And that's something that when you were teaching it, you're going to say, this isn't right every single time. This is a way that it can be done. This is a way that it can be done. And this is a way that it can be done. And for all people, it's going to be different. To where it's like, this may be completely wrong for this person. So it's like when you really start looking at scale, that the way you live your life financially, the way I live my life financially, the way Dre does, the way Ricky does, the way Dalton does, the way Logan, it's all different.
You know what that would do to kids, though, if you try to teach them that?
Oh, it fucking
Confuse
rattles
the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Confuse them.
How do you go about teaching kids like that without
I don't know.
fucking
I
rattling?
don't have. If I had the answer to that, I'd be rich.
I'd be like Anakin Skywalker. Like, no, this is the way, man.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, and then, well,
This is the way.
No, but I get what you're saying, because it's hard, because it's like even what I just talked about was this or this, right? But there's middle ground in that too.
yeah. So say we somehow come up with a better broad education system. Everybody's going to be taught what?
That
The
we're
same
all
thing?
supposed to be entrepreneurs.
Well, or the same thing, and who decides that? All that.
Yeah, that's true.
So then the only way to fix that is you have smaller pockets of education, so it's not just a broad countrywide system. But then kids are going to be screwed in a couple generations because of the situation they grew up in.
That, and what about trade schools? Because one, trade school is a phenomenal way to go. You go into trade school, that's what you're going to do. Amazing career. You can literally go to school for 1 year after high school, go into trade school, and it's phenomenal.
I actually think that right now
That's the biggest one.
is the fastest way to becoming a millionaire in today's world.
Trade school.
If you go to trade school and you can learn trade, think about, like, we work with a lot of trade companies in the blue collar space. Look at the average owner that owns a plumbing company, that owns an electrical company, that owns all these HVAC companies. Their owners are old.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. These guys are getting to an old age. I see a huge flip of wealth coming.
But the thing
Like
is,
a transition of wealth
those old owners, the people that learned under them, all started their own companies right after.
No, they didn't.
A good portion of them.
How many times have you go look at
Talk about our biggest company we work with.
that's a outlier.
Yeah, but he worked for a company and then he dove off on his own. And yes,
He's one in all of Kansas City. Go hang out with him and see the people that he hangs around.
oh yeah,
The people in the space are old. Like, there's a transition of wealth coming that's going to be the biggest that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And it skips 2-3 generations in the middle. That there's going to be this younger generation that comes and says, hey, college has been pushed down our throat for so long that we're not going to do it.
Tired of
The
it.
trades are coming and they're coming back. And it's like, there's not people taking these companies.
Yeah.
These guys they don't have anybody to give them to. They're just closing them.
What do you think about ChatGPT kind of bringing the trade world into a bigger, like the blue collar guys.
I don't think they need it.
No. I'm saying it's going to elevate those blue collar guys to a place where
I think it helps in the blue collar space. I think the blue collar space is so underserved in just exposure by itself that exposure wins. And
my buddy, I need to get you guys connected, but he owns a roofing company and racking it in because no one wants to work. His age, no one wants to work. He owns the company. He's 27, 26.
Yeah.
Fucking killing it. I mean,
but
that's the world we're about to live in, where
Look,
those guys are going to succeed.
I would say right now the average business owner is probably 65 to 70.
65, 70.
I would say in the trade space.
I'd say 55 to 70.
I don't think we can find a statistic.
I don't think we probably could. But
Jamie, pull that up, please.
I just made it a little bit.
I'm just saying, like, if you go across trade,
Hey, Jamie, can you pull that up?
If you make it to the decision maker, from my experience, you're not sitting down with a young person.
No, and
It is
I
a
will say,
rarity.
there is also another miscommunication on going from the business owner then to the business owner now. You have a lot of business owners that are a lot younger, and they think you don't know shit just because you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, can I throw this joint in there?
Are you going to disagree with me?
After
we've been agreeing all night?
No, I agree. In the farm ag world, you got these old time farmers, right? Their kids, they're dying off at 80 years old. Their kids are about 50 to 60 years old. All right. So their kids are going to take over the ranch. At that point, it leaves no middle ground for the grandchildren or the great grandchildren.
Were the grandchildren integrated in any of this?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
If they've been working it, because at this point in this economy, they have to. So then you got these brothers that are fighting over whose grandkids are going to own this thing. It's turned into a whole different deal. And so when you look at how America has turned into with all this, the ag world stuff, is like, what are we going to do when it comes to like when no one wants to do the farm deal? Or no one wants to actually put in the work because they didn't have the opportunity, so they got to go find some.
So I think that's something where, like, I know a good amount of farmers. I know farmers that aren't acquiring stuff right now, and then like a guy we had on the podcast last week, like his family is actively looking to acquire farmland every single week.
Yeah,
like, but you have this I feel like I say this all the time, and people get so pissed off about it. That like our generation,
yeah, fucking say it.
But our generation right now is, what the hell are you doing?
I didn't just fall.
Did you fall?
No,
but it's like
I was trying to. Not
hey,
make
Jamie, can you cut that?
Yeah, but it's like our generation right now is the easiest time ever to win.
Yeah, it is.
Our competition, like, think about. I sit there and look at. My dad's like 58.
Yeah,
I sit there and look at the guys that he competed against.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them. Competition was thick, hard workers everywhere. I look at our generation now.
No one wants to work, bro. I'm like, come on, bring it on.
But like, you look at the opportunities there in front of you. You look at what's going on in front of us every single day. Like,
yeah,
it's our competition is weak, like so weak. I talk about it all the time too when I go to the gym in the morning. Like, you go to the gym really early in the morning, you're not seeing young people there.
No, you're seeing some folks that are working.
You see people 50 plus years of age that are still putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just they're accustomed to it. That's what they do. It's ingrained in them. And now it's like we have this generation that's soft, doesn't want to work, and then they don't understand why they don't have what their parents had.
So I think there's more of a split now because you don't like working hard doesn't guarantee anything. Like, you have to do the right things and things that are effective. Like, you can work hard all you want. And there's plenty of people out there that do. They don't make shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's other things that are separating factors. So now there's like, back in the day, maybe that was the way to do it. So now there's more separating factors. Like, you can be young, make a shitload of money and not have to work hard. if you do something that's smart.
Yeah.
You still
It's
have,
like-
I still
Is
think
it
that,
hard work?
I
Sure.
think
But
they go
it's-
side by side, but I
it's-
still think to earn the respect in the space, earn the respect of others, there has to be that hardworking piece there.
Yeah, but it's also like working harder.
I don't know.
Working
Kinda
smarter
defend-
than harder. Like, kind of, from a farm life, right? I see like right now in the farm, AI and these combines that are coming in the field. They're doing our crop work for us because we're sitting back and doing the mechanism or whatever. I don't know. Working smarter, not harder, but doesn't mean you can't work twice as hard. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying.
So-
Working hard, but also what I feel like you're saying is like, don't kill yourself trying to keep up with the Kardashians, you know?
We hit time.
Is it time?
Yeah.
That's right. And focusing on yes.
The guy that works behind us, exactly what he's doing.
But it's being efficient in what you do. No, it's, I don't know.
Can't see him behind the
But it's
counter
like-
the entire night.
You can't see him.
it's being
on the shelf.
He's
it's
balancing
being-
the whole fridge.
I get what you're saying and what you're saying.
It's being
like
efficient in what you're doing. And when
Yeah.
you partner those two things together, if you take somebody
totally.
that's smart and they can also have a good work ethic, because all those guys we were talking about earlier, every one of those dudes is a hard-working son of a bitch.
Sure.
So it's like you take all those guys that are really hard, they got a decent roadmap put in front of them how to get somewhere. They're the ones that'll go take it.
yeah.
You can take somebody that's a lazy person and you can say, hey, here it is. Here's your line to success. And they're like,
You totally
They
have
won't
to have
take
a
it.
hunger.
Or there has
They'll
to
be like,
or
I'm not
Will
sure
they
enough
find a
tomorrow.
better way?
Hey, no, they won't.
No, lazy people
Lazy
won't.
people do not find better ways.
If you're lazy, you're not going to succeed.
Period.
That's pretty fair. Even
I know Dre's been against everything we've said all night.
Damn, bro.
Dude, you're about
It's,
to
it's
get,
like I'm just in the comments, just fucking feeding the shit.
all right, yeah. Where are we at time wise over there, dog? He's fixing
90 minutes or
So if you
100
take-
minutes.
Can I
Okay.
say something?
We're gonna hit this towards final thoughts because we're changing batteries.
Do I talk?
Yeah, you're good.
Dalton
Okay.
doesn't know what he's doing.
All right. So what I will tell you is I grew up with the whole work from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. on the farm life, right? But what I've been learning in my life is with my kids. Like I just had a new baby in January, and
Congratulations.
thank
Congrats.
you, man. Little Samuel, he's gonna be a son bitch, man. He's gonna rock the world.
Sounds like he's about to work the farm.
He is. Don't tell that. But what I've learned is like I've been unbalanced. You know what I mean? I've been working so damn hard. I don't see my kids. I don't see Jazz, my wife. And it's messed with me because it's like, what do you do? And so what I've been trying to do is figure out how to make the same amount of money and work and put in effort. Like I'm not trying to be lazy, but put in the same effort in a least amount of time to make the same amount of money so I can be with my kids. Cause I'm the breadwinner. I bring home the money. And so I got to figure out as a man, like, how do I balance family life, business, and then also like social life? Cause it's,
See, that's one
It's-
thing I do disagree with in our world today is this whole work-life balance.
I don't believe in balance.
No, so I believe that there is a time when work has to be put in.
Yep.
There's a time when you have to live your life, but it's also like
You got to
If-
get there first.
exactly. So
Yes.
so many people just want it handed, and I think our generation has been this work-life balance terminology has been thrown out.
Yeah.
And like, well, I'm not going to work real hard because I'm trying to balance my life over here, and I want to do this.
But I can't pay my
But it's
bills.
like exactly.
Yeah.
But then like, I don't know why my parents live in this house. It's paid off, and they have all this stuff
Because they
It's
work their ass.
because they put the time in when it was needed.
He's
It's
over
like-
here going like, I worked in a fucking 12x12 horse stall
Which-
for 2 fucking
Which,
years.
granted,
Yeah.
if you want to have the 9 to 5 job and your job turns off at
Yeah.
5 every day, and you want to have that work-life balance, and that's what is the
That's where
priority,
you'll get it.
that's you can have that. You can walk out at 5 and shut off your job. We're sitting here at 9 o'clock at night still podcasting because we're putting in the work now. But people
Yeah.
want. I have questions all the time of why we've taken so many strides in the space we have.
It's
because we outwork everyone.
It's whether you want to enjoy your life at 30 to 40 or you want to enjoy your life at 70.
That's right. I'll be dead at 70 by chewing and drinking.
Our gene pool doesn't live past 70.
Yeah.
We have to enjoy
Us
it
white
before.
boys, man, we be dying at 65, man. No, but like seriously. So what I was saying with that work-life balance is like, I've been struggling with it because you hear all these influencers and these speakers, they say, oh man, you got to manage your emotions and this. And I'm like, how? Because bills still have to get paid whether you're depressed, upset, or overexhausted. No matter what, bills have to be paid as the man. Yeah. Like if you're the breadwinner, you got to go home and tell your wife, hey, I'm a bum. I didn't pay the bills today. Or you come home late and say, we got it done. Yeah. Our kids can live a good life. And I just like, that's the struggle though. Is like, I do feel like there is a balance out there, but it's in the right time. It's like, you got to take a season of your life. It's like what you just said. All right, from 30 to 40, I got to really kick it in gear. And then I can show up to my kid's graduation and then go to the Bahamas after because I did the work. You know what I mean? And I don't think some people realize that. I think they are stuck in this thing where they're like, let's go to the ball game tonight. Let's do this tonight. We can't miss the kids thing. And I'm like, as a kid that like my dad really didn't show up to a lot of stuff, I don't remember that. But I do remember going on vacations with him. I do remember the fun times with him. I remember when we were happy, there was no arguments because of financial issues. That's what I remember. I don't remember missing ball games. You know why? Because he was working, doing shit that needed to be done so we can go and do the happy things that I actually remember. You know what I mean?
But
so I
people keep fucking around with the work-life balance. Their kids ain't going to be able to even go to a ball game because they ain't going to be able to afford it.
Oh, exactly.
So there's a time for it, and it's also, I think a lot of people need to remember that when you put yourself in a position to provide for others, you took on that position.
Yeah.
If you married someone, and I'm saying it can go both ways, like you are there to provide, to be a team, to build something. If you're going to have kids, you took on the task of supporting that child.
Yep.
And if that means you have to go to work for 12 hours a day, that means you have to go to work for 12 hours a day. You picked that.
If you have to work for fucking 18 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You have to supply for that person.
Yeah.
You brought that child into the world, supply for him.
Yeah.
Like at all costs necessary. Like, and no matter what. So that's something that could be an hour-long podcast by itself.
Well, yeah, and talking about like guys that, I mean, damn, we got it.
On your
conversation.
Because Dalton's fucking with batteries.
Dalton.
Final thought. I always ask people if they could go back to their 20-year-old self.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell yourself?
I'd find Moss Marketing as soon as possible.
It wasn't around at that time. I was in college partying my ass off.
I'd find
that wasn't even a thought yet.
I'd find you two as soon as possible and be friends.
Yeah.
No, at 20 years old, I would have. I didn't drink till I was 21 years old.
Me neither.
Nah, dude, I was so fucking. My parents did not let me do shit. I was a virgin at 21 years old. I would have focused on, I don't know. I wouldn't take anything back because it's got me to where I'm at.
What about if you like a word of advice you could give your 20-year-old self that's in an alternate universe?
Yeah.
That so far is totally the same, but you want them to be super successful.
I say, dude, this is the position that I'm in now. I give them like the guideline of who not to talk to. Don't get married to that girl because she's a hoe. But also focus on your money. Get $2.5 million in your bank account, and then meet this lady at this point in your life, and you'll be happy.
I was 100% thought you were gonna be like, keep the ranch.
No, because I wouldn't have respected it. Even the alternate universe guy, he wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a miserable time for me at that point. you know,
I can
when
respect that.
Yeah. So I would have told him like, go live your life, but like, don't get married until you meet this girl and have like a bunch of money saved up, and don't buy the Mercedes when you turn 19 and wreck it. Save all your residual income you made. Just keep it all in the bank account. Don't go to dinners. Don't do any of that. Just like keep all that money in there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would have said,
I like
dude. Because I say it to myself every fucking day. I'm like, damn.
Which the other thing I always tell people, like, live. I think saving money is great. I think things in business, but it's also like, I could die tomorrow. I'm perfectly okay with signing my note and saying I live the life I was supposed to. And I spend money, but I'm not out of control with it.
Yeah.
So it's very much in control. It's very much well within my means.
Yeah.
And it's like, there was a point that I was very out of control with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've came to a spot that I live very well within my means. I set myself where I'm supposed to be. But I like that a lot. I think going back and giving that advice, saying like, hey, be a little bit more disciplined, be a little bit more on path of where you're going.
Yeah.
And
purpose.
Yeah.
Live with purpose, not just emotion.
Yeah.
Live with purpose.
Live with purpose and enjoy the small victories.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we will cut it up at that and leave it there. Live with purpose. I like it.
Live with purpose.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yes, dude.
Greatly appreciate
Y'all
it.
are
It was
awesome.
nice to meet you.
You too, man.
We'll put links down below to your Facebook, everything. If you want to get in contact with them, go check out the ranch. I think that is a phenomenal thing that you're doing. I think it's amazingly cool. I think it's a dream job. And keep doing it, keep rocking it. And I have a feeling our paths are going to cross a lot in the future.
Yeah, dude.
So
Oh, for sure.
that's the M3 podcast. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the M3 Podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Want to learn more? Check us out on Instagram at Moss Marketing Group, on Facebook at Moss Marketing 58, or on our website at mossmarketinggroup.com.